white claw. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
Alright guys, today I want to talk about a situation or a topic that I'm kind of like flip-flopping over. I kind of flip-flop over this like every, I'd say once a month, something like that. In this situation right now, I really think that there is probably going to be a problem. Now, of course, you guys know by the title, you guys know by the thumbnail, it's going to be about Amado, and if Amado is truly loyal to the cause. At first glance, of course, we all thought that Amado was going to be our enemy, mainly because he was in the Kado organization, but then he pulled a complete 180 and turned on the Kado organization and Ichiko Tsuki and joined the Hidden Leaf Village. Now, at this particular point, a lot of people think that Amado is this genius, and I can't necessarily blame them just because of the sheer fact that his plan on the surface actually did work. Ichiko Tsuki is no more. Naruto, Sasuke, Boruto, and Kawaki seem to be at this particular point fine. We have absolutely no idea about Naruto, but that's besides the point. The overall threat, Ichiko Tsuki, is done and finished. Now, the main reason why this gives me a cause to pause is the fact that at first, when Amado did actually start this plan, when Amado did actually try to do the coup d'etat versus Ichiko Tsuki and the Kado organization, Amado himself thought that Naruto was dead. Now, if you guys don't necessarily recall, the overall plan from Amado was the fact that because Jigen was super weak from the fight versus Naruto and Sasuke, if the body of Jigen would die, then of course Ichiko Tsuki would be forced to reborn into the body of Jigen. So of course Ichiko Tsuki in a couple of days would then eventually die. That plan right there is all well and good. The problem that I have is after Ichiko Tsuki then gets reborn, how in the world were they going to stop Ichiko Tsuki from actually getting to Kawaki and implanting him with another karma seal? Now, just to remind you guys, at this particular point, Amado in his head, he thought that Naruto was dead. He came to the Hidden Leaf Village already with the pretense that Naruto was most likely going to be dead. So in theory, Amado's plan was to have Sasuke fend off Ichiko Tsuki, the full force Ichiko Tsuki, for a couple of days. Now, as we all know, that would not have worked. Sasuke by himself would have literally got trashed by Ichiko Tsuki in the body of Jigen, let alone full force, full form Ichiko Tsuki. But the plans that Amado did have that was absolutely rock solid was the fact that Kashin Koji would then eliminate Jigen, and also Amado himself being granted an asylum in the Hidden Leaf Village. So the way this could have gone that would have been perfect for Amado is if Naruto would have been dead, Sasuke would have been dead, and in a couple of days Ichiko Tsuki would also be dead. In theory, of course, he'd still have the karma seal in the body of Kawaki, but then again, Ichiko Tsuki would not be able to take over Kawaki the same way he's able to take over Jigen. Boruto / Momoshiki would be fed to the 10 tails. Of course, it takes 1,000 years for the God tree to actually become complete, but in that particular situation, with no Ichiko Tsuki, with no Naruto, with no Sasuke, with no Momoshiki, Amado would then be the most powerful man in the ninja world and potentially be able to rule for about 1,000 years. That situation right there just seems way too good for me to just glance over it and just say, hey, Amado was all for the good cause. And the reason why I say Amado would essentially be the most powerful man in the ninja world is not necessarily because of the fact that Amado himself is going to be strong. We all know Amado probably can't fight, but the pawns that Amado can control, they're going to be extremely strong. For example, Delta, Kashin Koji, and not only that, because he is in the Hidden Leaf Village, he could potentially make even more of these characters that are going to be completely loyal to him. So one of the things that are going to be extremely important is, of course, Amado's reaction to this whole ordeal. As of right now, Amado is actually kept in the dark. He doesn't necessarily know exactly what's going on. He doesn't know if Ichiko Tsuki is actually dead. So when they do actually go back to the Hidden Leaf Village and Amado realizes that Boruto is good, Sasuke is good, Kawaki is good, Naruto we don't really know, but presumably he might be good, he might not be. Regardless, his reaction is going to be extremely telling. It's going to be extremely telling. But now, since the immediate ordeal is actually finished, since the Ichiko Tsuki and the Momoshiki problem is actually resolved, now we can actually focus on some secondary or some tertiary problems that we did see earlier on in this arc. One of the biggest ones are going to have to be Kashin Koji, and how Kashin Koji is going to eventually impact the overall series of Naruto, or excuse me, of Boruto. What we understand is that Kashin Koji, as of right now, is most likely going to be in Mount Miyaboku, basically healing and basically getting back right. At this particular point, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to have some sort of bad blood towards Amado. How will he actually try to enact revenge against Amado? Here's the thing. I feel like Kashin Koji understands that there's definitely a big possibility that he has an off switch. If you guys do recall, back when Kashin Koji and Amado first started their defection from the Kado organization, Amado shut off Delta right in front of Kashin Koji, and Kashin Koji actually questioned if he himself has an off button similar to that. So Kashin Koji, in my opinion, is probably not going to overtly try to attack Amado. And in fact, I feel like Amado could literally just press a button right now and Kashin Koji could potentially be finished. But now, because we understand that Kashin Koji has the ability to be a sort of assassin, he's actually called an assassin. I'm pretty sure Kashin Koji is going to probably try to go on a covert mission to potentially try to find this quote-unquote off button and potentially even destroy the remote that Amado potentially has. If that is the case, then we can potentially see Kashin Koji be a much bigger role and potentially even actually meet Naruto or Sasuke or even Boruto. But there definitely also is that off possibility that Kashin Koji just returns home and understands that shinobis, they're basically meant to be tools for the people they were hired for. Of course, we understand that Kashin Koji has a very strong ideal in terms of what shinobis are supposed to be, and that's pretty much it. But regardless, because this arc is actually over, I definitely do expect to see Kashin Koji a lot more in the future, and to be honest, I wouldn't necessarily be too surprised if we do actually get to see Kashin Koji in the next chapter of the Boruto series. But let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comment section below. Do you guys actually trust Amado 100%, and do you guys think that we'll get to see Kashin Koji in the very near future? But it's me, your boy Barby, and we out.
It's a knife.